This is the Can We Talk podcast on its 54th restart today. But no, this is episode 54 of the Can We Talk podcast. I have Robin Hill in the building.
Hi.
She's off camera, but yeah, we're still going to do it. Yeah, this is probably the hardest thing about podcasting. I've said this before, is doing this motherfucker. Get right off of work and then come record. But if you like doing it enough, you're gonna get up and do it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you did it. Hey, you changed locations. You did it a
Hey,
whole different spot
I'm on
today.
the couch as normally our guests are on the couch, but to the chair to the left of me, I have a T-shirt. The Can We Talk podcast will have T-shirts available at some point. I don't know when. I'm experimenting with different designs and playing around with it. Your boy got a printer, a whole printer, yo, and it's hot as fuck. If you see me, if you see me wiping my forehead, or if my forehead is glistening, it is hot in here. It's hot outside. It's just hot
This is hot.
for no reason. Like, you know, when you overcook something in the microwave, but you still eat it, and it doesn't taste as good as it would have if you would have put it on the recommended time. That's how I feel right now. I don't feel as good. I'm tired. I'm sleepy. I'm hungry.
Literally me all day. Like this itch. Like I was not feeling today. I don't know what it was today, but I was just like, I'm gonna go back to bed and start over.
Yeah, for sure. Need that
Thursday.
vacation.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Well, I'm ready. Look, I'm off all the whole week of 4th of July. Like, what's up?
Yeah, we're gonna have to figure out something to do. Because fuck, I'm tired. June has been kicking my ass. I work out often, and usually that includes me playing basketball to start off with, or after I do some weightlifting and things like that. But it's so hot. Like, I'm literally dribbling the ball. The ball's not hot at all before I start dribbling it. This motherfucker got hot. Like, every dribble, the ball got hotter and hotter. Like, it just took the heat from the ground. I'm like, what kind of physics shit is this?
Mm-mm.
Because goddamn, it's hot. And then I was saying earlier, I rolled my window down just thinking it was going to bring a breeze. That breeze was just as hot as inside the car.
It is not weather to try to cool off the inside of the car. Like you roll the window down and it's hot.
As
Texas.
fuck.
And I'm telling you, I seen it on Snapchat. I know I shouldn't have Snapchat as a reliable source, but I took a picture on Tuesday and then I started looking at the filters. And at the bottom of one filter it said first day of summer. I was like, no, it's been summer since like April.
It's been fucking summer.
Like what? It's
It has been
been so
so
hot.
hot, man. It's like, it's hot and gas costs a lot. You know, you can be hot and gas be reasonable, but the fact that it's mad, like you have to get out of your car, it's hot, and you have to pay that much, that's not a good combo.
The temperature's hot. The gas prices are
I'm
hot.
hot. Shit.
The grocery store prices is hot. Everything's hot right now.
Yeah, Austin, send help. Anybody who's listening who's not here in Austin, don't come live here, but come bring some resources, bring some rain or some shit.
That's all we need. Just like I don't like the rain at all. I hate driving in it. I hate when it rains. I can't sleep at night when it rains. But I'm cool if it just rains for a whole week.
I
A whole
mean, with
week.
this rate, I feel like I feel like it has rained, and that shit just don't make it to the ground because it's so
It
hot.
just evaporates in
Yeah,
the middle of it.
I've seen plenty of clouds in these past weeks, and shit is just evaporating before it touched the
Oh
ground.
yeah, it definitely did. Like on Tuesday when I went to the Y with Ariana and
Oh my
Chris,
god.
it definitely did start sprinkling. By the time we went in and I left my headphones in the car, came right back out, it was over. I was like, what type of no.
Yeah,
What? That made no sense.
it's too fucking hot
Mm.
for like no reason either. Like, I don't know if it's just being old now, and just
Hold on.
I don't know if it's just being older now. You notice simpler shit versus when you were a kid and you just didn't really care. But now I know. I keep my AC on all the fucking time, and this nigga's copping out on me too. It's not as cold as it used to be.
Mm-mm.
What they said, the suggested temperature is 78. I've been breaking that rule.
Oh yeah, didn't they say at night it was like 81 or something like that? It was
Yeah, fuck
like,
all that.
how? Who's gonna breathe in that?
Yeah, I don't know what y'all think this is, but figure it out. But yeah, I know I've said this before, but yeah, this podcast stuff is tiring. Week after week after week. I think since the since the start, I think it's only been maybe a total of maybe a month and a half, 2 months that haven't like consistently do it. Like if you add all the time in between, yeah, the old pod.
Hmm.
I like saying that. That's cool. It's not cool to say old pod. The old and the older pod, and it's so different too. It's not like it doesn't feel like it used to. Not in a bad sense, because I was tired then too. Y'all. I was just as tired episode 24 as I am right now, but it was different. I think the level of I don't want to say level of guest. I think that, and I was thinking about this the other day. Like when I had Brittany and Raven on, like I was always on like make sure they're comfortable mode with who I bring on. Now I'm just like I don't care. Like come on. I that's honestly the truth, because before I would like have to like think like okay, mm, they can probably make a conversation out of this person or whatever. Now it's just kind of like I'm gonna have the people I want, and I don't have to consult anyone about it. You know,
I mean, as long as you're, thinking about my safety, I guess,
of course I'm thinking about your safety.
Okay. You're just like, I don't care anymore. It's like,
No, I
okay.
mean in the sense of like when I mean safety, I mean conversation safety.
Okay.
Ain't nobody coming in my place I don't feel comfortable with.
I'm just making sure
I
you
meant
like, I don't care no
conversational.
more.
I meant conversational comfort. Because I know there's some guys who could say some shit and they could just turn into a whole bunch of shit, and I don't got time for that.
Mm.
Turn to like a whole and turn into a whole bunch of shit with me. What do you think about the old pod, yo?
I loved it. I did. A lot of I I
Be
like
honest.
no 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 no. I liked it. I just wish it would have been a balance between two women versus two men. And I know you were ever a fan of that idea, but I think just as much as Brittany and Raven had two different thought processes, they went versus you with one mindset. And I think it would have been cool to see two.
Me to have backup.
Yeah, like, because you would be like, okay, y'all are ganging up on me sometimes. And I'm like, well, dang, like, if you had another guy on here, I think it would be well balanced. Like, as far as this podcast goes, I think it would have been well balanced. But hey, who am I? I don't know.
I mean, that might be true. I just didn't like. Of course, I would have done things differently. I think in hindsight, maybe not. Honestly, because I liked it. It was a different dynamic than what it is now, and it's more now. It's more of like I feel like I'm doing less work than I did with that version of the podcast than I'm doing now, only because like I'm literally not having to like search for guests like I used to. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
not like, hey, do you want to come on? Hey, do you want to come on? Hey, blah blah blah. I'm not scared week to week that like, damn, we don't have a guest, so it's just gonna be us three.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's kind of like people want to come on, people want to
Mm-hmm.
talk. They think I'm the talk guy.
Mr. Hollywood.
I'm a little Hollywood.
You are. You definitely are. Just a little. Not fully, but just a
I
little.
don't think I'm Hollywood. I don't think I'm anything honestly. I just kind of exist
Same.
in the spaces that allow me to exist in.
Same.
Yeah. Sorry if the energy's not there. We did have we did have some different countries start watching or listening to the podcast. I
Oh,
think it was like South Africa and somewhere else. But I think it's a total of 12 countries that
yes.
consistently listen. I can only imagine what it sounds like to someone who's listening to a podcast in a different country who has no idea what it feels like to live in a major city or
Mm-hmm.
has no idea what it feels like to live in Austin. That would probably be fascinating. If you wanted an escape, it's kind of like the podcast I listen to. They fucking people from New York. They just talk about New York life, you
Mm-hmm.
know? And it might be the same type of experience. I don't know. I don't know why you'd listen to me if you're in fucking South Africa.
But we appreciate you guys if y'all are listening from South Africa. Shout out to y'all.
For sure. That's dope to see that people are listening to you and You know, people still to this day just focus on YouTube views, and I do the videos for the select 4 people who care about.
I mean, it's nice to have visuals sometimes. I'm that type of person. I am definitely a hear and see type of person. Like I like to watch things. So, but if I'm in the car, like of course I'm driving, so I can't watch. But I will definitely put it on in the car. Apple Podcasts per se. Well, personally for me.
Yeah. Again, sorry guys. We do have a guest that's coming on very shortly. We're going to reach out to him. His name is Emmanuel,
Yes.
based out of Atlanta. This will be our second person outside of the state that we've technically had. Well, that wasn't the part of the podcast. That was just a random video that I recorded at 10 o'clock at night, drunk out of my mind. You know the video? You know that video I made in New York?
Uh huh.
I was drunk out of my mind. I wish I could go back to just to record. I would have recorded way different. And that was way before I got my new phone, right? So I had this one.
You keep saying that. You're like, dang, I wish I would have done this different.
I would
Every
have.
time
It
you
would
tell
have
me
been
that.
so much cooler if I knew what I was doing.
Look at you growing from February of last year. Look at you.
Oh man, that was over a year ago.
It was.
Shit.
Yep.
Ugh.
The growth.
The growth is there.
The growth is real.
My boss had said something to me the other day, and it was because I'm not doing well at work right now. This has been a tough June for sales. But my boss had said something like, "Hey, you don't grow from times where everything went right. You grow from when times go wrong, right? And that's where you kind of get the growth from. If you're not growing if you're doing the exact same thing consistently in a good light." Um, and that really stuck with me because I'm like, that's true. Like, if I didn't go through that version of the podcast, even prior, like with Sierra, like even doing that, and even the first person I recorded with, Courtney, like even going back then when it's me on a table with a cell phone and a fucking little light that you click on here and then you're just yelling into the fucking phone.
Staring at the camera the whole time.
Yeah. You know, like just going from that to now is just like, it's mind blowing because I honestly, if you would have asked me what the ceiling was, then I would have been like, this is it. This is so easy. I would just do this. Why would I do anything else?
Yeah.
I would just record myself on a phone
Yeah.
with no mics. And it's just been every kind of step of the way. There's always been a reason to step it up. Like the only reason, and shout out to Chloe, hopefully I can get her back on. Like literally the day after she did the episode, she moved to Houston. So hopefully there's a point in time where you actually get to go to Houston and record some episodes there too. But she's so soft spoken, and I had the phone right, and you can't hear her. Like, and then we're talking about like this close.
Yeah.
You can't hear a word she's saying, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, scrap the whole thing. It was a good episode, but she couldn't. You can't hear her.
Yeah.
So I was like, I need to do something different.
Mm.
I was like, I have to do something different. So if you are soft spoken, you could still come on and softly speak, and I can just adjust the levels or whatever the case may be. But that's a lot of. I don't even know how to explain it. Just I didn't expect it to look like this, and I don't even know what it's gonna look like in my next home. Like I don't even know what that's La Studio 2 supposed to be fire. I don't know what that's gonna look like though.
I don't think you can map it out. Like once you have a goal or a dream, like you just kind of build from it because you didn't expect it to look like this. You know what I mean? Like it just kind of grows with you and it grows into something pretty amazing. Looking at this wall right now, I'm just like, wow, like we should have did more art. I almost did that randomly. Anyway,
I mean, we have time to do more art. We got the big thing. There's another one of these.
Yeah, but I want to do another one of those paintings. I want to do another painting with a twist.
Painting with a twist.
I'll do another one.
Huh?
I want to do another one.
No, because I didn't feel like good.
That's okay, but that was a first experience for both of us. Like I didn't know what it was gonna look like. I just hit you up like, hey,
My sky looks like
what you
at the end
doing?
of Spider-Man: Homecoming when motherfucking
Bye.
the box exploded.
Nobody does that shit.
You see all the purple cracks in the
Oh my
sky? That
gosh.
shit looks crazy.
No, it does not.
Doctor Strange is on Disney Plus.
Oh, that did happen, huh? This week. Yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday. Best
Oh,
Marvel
snap.
movie ever. Don't care what you say. I'm gonna rewatch it this
Ever?
weekend. No, I mean after, of course, Endgame and Infinity War.
Oh, okay. I
I have it
thought.
being third.
Okay.
It's third for me. Again, simply because it's a horror movie, Marvel movie. I couldn't have asked for more. I love horror. I love Marvel. You put them shits together.
I will never forget, like, afterwards asking you, like,
I was quiet.
you were so quiet in the car. I was like, okay, so what you think? He's like, I don't know yet. And you got out of the car, you're like, what's my two favorite things? You're like, Marvel and horror. And them two just had a baby.
That's the truth. It's the fucking truth.
Oh my gosh.
It was a
Oh,
great movie,
hilarious.
man. But I have been watching a few series. Normally don't watch series unless it's Marvel related and Star Wars related. Only if it's related to the original 6 episodes. All this Boba Fett shit, I don't care about that. But Obi-Wan, fire series, just finished it today. Really good. Because it brought back basically episode 3, 2, and 1. You saw baby Luke, baby Leia. It was lit. I fuck with both of them.
That's foreign language to me. I'm sorry.
You never seen Star Wars?
Mm-mm.
Looks like we got some watching to do.
No, I can't.
We got 6 of
I
them.
can't do it.
We got 6 of them.
I can't do
Actually,
Star
there's
Wars.
9 now. There's
I
9.
can't do Star Wars. I can't. I've tried. I promise you, I've
But
tried.
you haven't tried
But I
with someone who
can't.
knows what's going on.
Yeah, but I can't. Like Marvel, yes, you help me with that, but like I can't.
No, man, I'm telling you, Star Wars is just as good as a story.
I can't.
Yeah,
We're
getting on Star Wars.
I can't. I'm sorry.
Star Wars.
I can't.
And then the Umbrella Academy season 3 is out. That shit's fire. Super fire. Like it was already good and they made it better. You don't watch it, right? You never watched it? You got some catching up to do. We have a whole week off, so
That's not what we're doing.
we
with
got
our
some
week.
fucking time.
We are traveling. We are not watching TV.
We got some time. Was there anything you want to talk about before we call our special guest, Emmanuel, based out of Atlanta?
You on Disney Plus? I'm definitely on Hulu's on my Stars account watching P Valley. So we're on two different wavelengths.
Let me tell you how Star Wars, and P Valley are very much the same.
Oh no. What?
That's for another episode, though, guys.
You can't just leave me with that thought and say stay tuned. What?
I'll show you some pictures of Princess Leia.
Bye. Okay, you know what? Never mind. Guys,
Yeah. What else?
am I watching?
Mm-hmm.
That. I think the new series of Marriage at First Sight is about to start. I kind of watched the last couple, but I don't know. Last season was pretty tough, so I didn't really watch it. I came on and off, like, which is something I don't know if I can personally do. Like, as far as like marrying someone right at the altar, like y'all walk out and it's happening. Like, you're saying I do. I don't know if I can ever do that aspect. Brittany seems to think she can. I think my best friend posted about it on Facebook too and said that she would. I don't know if I could, but anyway. I don't know. Lately I've been coming home watching Bar Rescue. I'm not gonna lie.
Bar Rescue.
I just and it's so crazy because now I'll look at restaurants and everything like that. I'm like, John Taffer would not be okay with this.
Oh, so regular human eyes? Because that's all he does is tell you obvious shit. Oh my God, there's motherfucking dirt on the ceiling. When's the last time you cleaned the ceiling? Yesterday? You mean to tell me?
And my brain was just thinking about it. Like, I was like, especially with me just now getting my voice, still getting my voice back together. I'm like, I wonder if he ever lost his voice because he yelled every episode. But then this man, he got so many different revenues of money. I'm like, oh Lord, like,
Or all they can be tied in one deal.
I was reading up on him. I won't say what I read up on him because I'm not gonna quote it right. But Dang, nope, never mind. But yeah, he got different avenues of money, and I'm just like, man, he's a legend in my eyes. Protect John Taffer at all costs.
Eh. He's
No,
eh. He's eh.
I
Gordon
mean,
Gordon did it better. Gordon does it better because he actually critiques the actual food in the restaurant, not just saying the
but
ceiling's dirty.
it's not only just John Taffer for me. Like I've got invested in the people that help him, as far as like the bartenders that come in and help him, the chefs that come in there. Like I like watching them, and then even like because
The
me,
mixologist.
yeah, and me, I'm like I've always wanted to be. I never like went through as far as like what I seen what credentials you need for and everything like that, but I never followed through
To be a
with it. But
bartender,
yeah,
you
because I
literally don't
always
need anything but like a food handler's license.
well, so like I just, but my brain, like watching it, I'm like, I could not remember that much information as far as what goes in any drink. I'm like measurements and everything like that. I'm like, oh, that takes a lot. Like my memory is not that good. I'm great with kids. I'm not great with adults and making their drinks. I can make me a drink. That's it.
If you do something long enough, you'll get good at it, no matter what it is.
See,
You got
it
to start off
sound.
bad. Everything you start is going to start off bad.
I
Everyone wants the
understand.
best foot forward, but anything you start is going to suck.
That sounds good, right? It sounds good, but
You got to suck first. I sucked first. Do I suck now?
man,
That's a
what
better question.
do you suck now?
Mm-hmm.
We'll leave that for your four watchers on YouTube. They can comment in the comments.
Don't comment on my YouTube. I'm not going to look at it.
I'll look at the comment. No, just comment.
I think I turned off comments off on most videos.
Wow.
I don't care about people's opinions.
But I don't think it's about opinions or anything like that. Just the interaction.
I don't. I don't do this for an interaction.
I know, but I think people want to interact. Like you just give it. You're not giving them the option to interact.
I don't want to talk to people.
Okay. But maybe they
People
want to.
confuse me with a talker. I don't like talking to folks. I just do it.
See, you have the talent to like actually talk to people. Me, I have the talent to just sit there and listen. Now, with my
Oh, you
talent
listen?
of listening,
Wow.
wow, you do that. You do that today. I don't even want to say my. I don't want to finish my thought. Never mind.
You're a
Never
great
mind.
talker.
I'm not. I'm a great listener.
How do you listen but you can't talk?
That is extremely possible. I
Hmm.
just don't like how I talk
How do you
or
talk?
when I respond. Like I will be thinking like great like thoughts, right?
Hmm.
And then baby talk comes out of my mouth. And I don't mean to do it. Like it doesn't translate for me. I will
Hmm.
think things very intelligently and then sound like a toddler when I talk to people. And I hate it.
Just say what you think, yo.
No, but I hate it because I'm like, dang, I could have said that way better. Like that's why I like listening to different. What is it? I can't even think. Even listening when I was watching Marriage at First Sight yesterday, they're like figuring out who they wanted to bring on the show and who would pair nicely as a married couple and things like that. Like the words that they were using, I'm like,
It's called rehearse. Do you ever talk to yourself? Just
no,
speak.
no.
I talk to myself mad time. I have interviews with myself to what people are gonna say to me. Like I will mentally come up with a conversation. I'll put them a topic, and then I will just guess what they're gonna say back to me, and then I'll think of another number of different responses back to back.
I could do that like by myself, but then when I get with people, I don't remember anything that I told myself.
No, you gotta write it down. I got notes. I just continuously talk. I talk to myself mad times.
I can talk to myself. My dad always says it's fine to talk to yourself, just don't respond.
No, I respond. I go back and forth. I have whole conversations of people that are not me and me talking to that person. Like, okay, they're gonna come back with this. All right, cool. I know this, and this, and this, and this. Yeah, I do that often.
Oh no. I
Do it
always
often. I have
put
so much in my brain that just like, like I have like a what's it called?
you're that meme. You're literally that meme, and I'm that meme when I'm in work. That's the only time. It's a picture of Zendaya, and she's like, what's she say? There's like 12. She said her brain's like a computer. There's 12 tabs open. 5 of them are frozen, and there's music coming from somewhere. That is literally my brain at work every single day. That is me at work. I cannot think. And then when I get home, every time I get in my driveway, I just sit in the car for a minute because my brain's just coming down, like
I used to do that with an ex-girlfriend.
relaxing. You know what? Okay. We gotta end this conversation. I'm done. I'm
I
done.
sit in the driveway just like, fuck.
Shut up.
So she
Bye.
didn't cook again?
Bye. It's time to go. It's time to go. Next topic.
She didn't cook? I'm just kidding. I don't care. I don't care about people who can't cook. That's not my concern. I would never base my relationship off someone who can cook. I don't care. It's irrelevant to me.
Okay, Chef Cal.
Shout out Chef Cal. Okay, let's call a guest. I've been lying to this man for like 45 minutes. Why doesn't your phone time out?
Because it's not on that way.
Oh. You got your questions? You ready?
Oh, I'm not good at question. I just said I can't talk to people.
We're about to prove everybody wrong.
I can't talk.
Let's see if this works. You ready?
Hello.
Hello, this is Calvin with the Can We Talk podcast. How are you doing today, man?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I also have Robin here as well.
Hi.
Hey, Robin. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well. Nothing. I'm doing good.
Good.
Perfect. And of course, we definitely wanted to reach out to you, just kind of get to know you a little better, gauge what you're trying to do, what you're already doing, and what you're looking to do as well. I believe Robin received or saw some posts about you doing workouts, and you had a really amazing shirt that I love the actual tone and the title of the shirt itself. So she actually did me a favor and got it for me as a gift. And I love the shirt. I wore it more than I probably should have. But I definitely wanted to get you on the line and just kind of get a little bit of your backstory. Tell us about yourself, what you're looking to do again, and what you've already done.
Yeah. First and foremost, thank you so much for having me on the podcast. I really appreciate that. I consider honor for having you as well as Robin. Just to just to reach out to me and also just to promote the brand and also just to promote the positivity. There's a backstory in regards to how I came up with the concept is that, the field I work with, I deal with mental health. I work in the court system and I work in the diversion program. And so I see mental health all the time, especially with black, young men that's pretty much been in the prison system. And so I'm more like pretty much a gap between more so making sure they're actually meeting the requirements so they can abide by the rules so they can get a second chance in life. And one thing is that when I talk to these young men is that, your mental health plays a role as far as like when it comes to your recovery. You can go wherever you want to go in life if you put your mind to it. And so when I do the workout class, and so when I was presented the opportunity to be a part of the event, I pretty much knew it was pretty much God's timing because this what I'm passionate about, what I do for a living, correlates as far as like black men's mental health matter because that's something that really matters in regards to just more so like just what you think about yourself because this society as a whole, just what we hear about on TV, even what we've seen for the past 2 years, as far as like young black men being shot down by the hands of police and just other stuff that's just really been disheartening. It's just more so if you go by that in a stereotype, you really think that there's no good black men around. So my job, what I'm passionate about that, I want to more so not succumb to the stereotype. I want to actually let people know that there's good men that actually, good father community, raising kids, take care of the business, treat their, our sisters right. And so I was very passionate about that and I want to promote that. So I just really, really, truly am grateful that you wore the t-shirt. Robin reached out to me. She got a t-shirt, got it for you for a gift. And just like just to show the positivity and not to, let society think that only there's one black man that's not actually had no business for itself.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And that was one of the biggest things when it comes to that search, because here at the podcast we really focus on um, mental health as well. We have a number
Hmm.
of guests that are available throughout each week. We have that conversation. It's usually whether it's a black male or a black woman. We have these kind
Oh
of
Lord, most
conversations
definitely.
periodically just to um, just to open the dialogue, right? Because we don't
Hmm.
really talk about a lot of this stuff with each other. It's more so us getting on social media, us like
Hmm.
literally posting and posting about our traumas and haven't yet to spoke or speak to somebody. So, anytime
Exactly.
we get the opportunity to have someone on that's, you know, pushing that agenda and it's not on that negative agenda stuff that, people tend to have with us in our community,
Yeah.
it's always something to be championed. And yeah, I'm really
Yes.
excited to have you on and really glad to speak to you. So you're based out of Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta, Georgia. Yeah, most definitely. Been down here since '96. Got connected with great people here. Like I love the city. Got family in Boston. Got family in DC. I originally lived in DC, Maryland area. Before I came down to Atlanta, and just more so been out here and just doing my thing here. Like I said, like this is something I'm very passionate about, and I really, like I said, appreciate the opportunity just to share my story with you all, and just for y'all to just actually just want to me be a guest, and on top of that, supporting the brand, getting the T-shirt, and just promoting it. Like that's big. So I really appreciate that.
Oh yeah, definitely. When I first saw it, it was it was a moment. I think even like first we don't see enough of that in the world. Just that
Hmm.
positive message, and then you really don't see that kind of message in Texas too much, as far as like the Austin area. So at that time too, I think Calvin was personally battling some stuff as far as like personal life and work and things that you people go through on a daily basis. And I had seen it online. I had started taking EJ's classes with my sister. She had told me about him, and I had
Hmm.
tried out classes before, and I was like, okay. And then I saw him with all these shirts, and I was like, oh my goodness, like I need that in my life right now. So I was searching through the comments. I can remember I was searching through the comments. I'm like, somebody has have to just have had to tag him. I was like, I need to know who made these shirts. And I finally did enough digging. I was like, yes. I was like, I have to message this person. Like, are you selling them? And are you shipping them? Because I need it in
Yes.
Texas immediately. So I was so happy that we were able to get that from you. And just, I knew it was like the perfect gift, the perfect moment. So I was excited. And was
Yeah.
like, Calvin, I got a surprise. And he's not the type for surprises. And he was like, what is it? I was like, you got to wait. You're going to love it. So yeah, I was definitely happy about that. So,
Yeah. EJ, my guy, I've been knowing him for about pretty much 3 to 4 years, and like he's a good, genuine dude. And just the fact that he asked me to, he told me the concept and what he wanted to do and what he wanted to envision. And so him and I collab with his team, and so he told me how he wanted the t-shirt and everything. Cause I do t-shirts, as far as like printing t-shirts, shoes, stuff like that. I'm pretty much a lifestyle brand,
mm,
whatever, you looking for. I try my best to, make it happen. So when he came with me that idea, it was just on point because I knew for the most part that I was just thankful that I was able to deliver. And on top of that, the event was just it's like words can't even describe it. It was just the reaction and just the feedback and just to see the energy being pushed in social media, knowing that it's a positive message to see young men. Actually, the women that actually supported.
yeah.
Shout out to you sisters. Like it's just it was amazing. Like beside every good man is a good woman. So I appreciate the women just actually just holding us down as well too, because that's something that's very near and dear to my heart. And so I really appreciate that. And like I was just thankful that just to be a part of the opportunity, just for it the message just to carry and for it to go viral is just something that words can't even describe.
Oh, it was definitely a vibe. Like I wish I was there. Like honestly, I was like, oh my gosh, these shirts. Just seeing
Yeah.
that energy there, like seeing the video online, I was like, this is amazing. Like I
Hmm.
wish more of that was. more diverse in different cities. Like in Austin, like we don't have anything to that magnitude here. And I was just so blown away by it. I really was.
Yeah, I got so many people hitting me up on social media asking, are we able to do events in different cities? And so we're actually in the talks as far as like coming to different city. Like one of my friends actually reached out to me actually to do something in Annapolis, and got people talking about Minnesota and just doing something in Los Angeles. So look forward to to be definitely done it again. So when time is right and everything lines up, you'll see it again. This won't be the one time. It's the one time that it was just done.
Yes, we love to hear it.
Just don't come to Texas in the summer, man. This heat
Man,
is
who you tell?
kicking.
I got a
This
friend in
is
Texas
kicking our ass. It is.
man, bruh. When I say it's hot in Atlanta, it's like it's been triple digit. Like this is a different kind of heat.
It
Unreal.
is.
Like it's like the sun is right next to me when I go outside.
Oh my gosh. I'm glad to hear it's not just here. Like, oh my goodness. It's tremendous summer.
Man,
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. I usually play basketball outside to get me a little workout in, right? I was dribbling the ball outside and the ball got hot. I kid you not. This is a true story. Like, ball was not hot before I started dribbling it, and it was like retaining the heat after every time I hit the court. I hit 2 threes and walked off.
Oh man, that's hilarious, man. It was like I thought the ball got hot. That's hilarious.
I don't know what it was, but if you could cook on that pavement, I believe it because literally the ball got hot. It started to retain the heat. I was like, oh, it's time to go.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy.
So what's next for you? I'm sure like having a moment like that on social media definitely brings in a lot of different messages for you.
Hmm.
Whether people are serious about it or not, you have to ultimately make that decision and weave through that. But what's next for you? What do you hope to see here in the near future?
I mean, definitely what's next, like I said earlier, just definitely want to promote it and like if I'm able to go to a different city with EJ, of course his team and everything lines up. Like I want to more so be able to do it again. Like I feel like the message is so powerful that it needs to be heard. I actually got a class next Tuesday, 28th, in regards to mental health awareness. It's more like just men talking or have a bringing a male therapist and more just to be have like a locker room talk, uncensored and just be able to share, different things that men go through as a whole. Because one of the biggest things is that, like I believe you said it, Calvin, is that a lot of men don't talk. Like we just keep stuff bottled in. And so one of the things in order for to win at anything is to be able to express yourself because you're not the only person going through what you think you're going through. And so you could share and actually somebody can actually show you the way, actually speak to you and like that. It speaks volumes. So I'm just looking forward to that. And that's just stuff I really am passionate about. Wherever I am doing at the time, I really want to be somebody that adds value to anything, and not and more so someone can say, this person right here actually was able to, show me something different and actually help me, through a period of time when I really needed help. So that's my mandate in life, and I'm looking forward to just, share that wherever I go.
Awesome, awesome. And to ask you, it's probably a question you probably don't get asked often. But what do you do? Like, what do you do for fun outside of the mission, the ideal work job? Like, what do you actually do? Do you play
Man,
sports?
I'm a huge basketball fan. Like basketball, my first love. I played basketball in high school and played basketball in college. Like I pretty much like I can watch basketball. It could be middle school, high school, college. It could be NBA. Like that's one of my favorite. Like I'm so upset the season's over with. Like it's
Same.
I'm looking. I'm like now I gotta. Football's cool, but basketball's my number one love. So I love playing basketball. Love playing pool. That's like one of my biggest hobbies. You know, of course bowling and just more so working out and like reading too. Like if I can find a good book, anything that's uplifting, motivational speaking book, like E.T. Eric Thomas, he like one of my biggest far as like motivational speakers I love to hear as well. So those are some things I'm very passionate about.
Cool. Who's your team?
Hello?
Oh, you hear us?
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I thought I lost that for a second. Yep. I can hear
Oh,
you.
who's your team?
Who's my team?
Hmm.
So I if I had to choose a team, I'm kind of biased because I'm from Atlanta, so I would say the Hawks. But I'm more into players. So my favorite player, to me, hands down, is LeBron James. I say it because I love everything he stands for.
Thank you.
What was wrong?
No, just thank you. I'm a LeBron James stan as well. It's okay.
Okay, you like LeBron?
Yeah, 1,000%. He's my
Okay,
favorite player.
okay,
Best
okay,
player
okay,
of all
okay,
time.
okay. Okay, you said the best basketball player of all time. Did you say
Yeah,
that?
for sure. Facts.
Bro, I can't go. I mean, come on now. Let's not get. Let's not. Let's.
We got
I
to be
mean,
honest.
we just met, bro. I don't want to bust your bubble, man. You seem like a cool dude. I see. You doing a great thing with the podcast. Like, let's just pump the brakes a little bit. Let's
Y'all
pump
can't
the
have that
brakes.
debate. Not right now. Save it for next time.
So you watched the Lakers this past year. What'd you think? What'd you think of the season?
um, First, I think the chemistry, as far as like, it. First and foremost, I feel like where LeBron at in the age of stage, he should not be leading the team as far as
Facts.
like when it comes to minutes and points. It actually should be Anthony Davis, for me personally. But he's so unreliable that he's like injury prone. He had one good year, the bubble year when they won a championship.
And had 6 months
It's,
off, basically.
exactly, and like that's a good point. And like the thing is that like it's just injury prone, and I feel like I don't know if Russ is a good fit for the team. I mean, it's gonna be seen. I don't want to put a whole blame on Russ, but it's like I don't know. It's just cause he led the league in turnovers, or he was second behind Trey Young. But it's gonna be interesting. I mean, they talk about getting Kyrie. I don't know how they're gonna pull that off. We're gonna see if that even gonna be possible if Kyrie lead the Nets. So it's gonna be interesting to talk about just to see everything about the Lakers. But I feel like LeBron is for the most part, he's gonna get Kareem record. He's gonna still, the biggest thing that he wants to do outside winning championship is be able to say he played with his son. So
Hmm.
I think he's gonna pull it off. Me personally.
For sure. I'm actually a huge Russ fan. I'm a giant Oklahoma City Thunder fan. I
Okay.
have an Oklahoma City Thunder jersey on right now as we speak.
Okay. Okay. Is it Russ? Is it a Russ jersey?
No, it's a Shea Gilgeous.
Okay. Okay.
But
Okay.
I do got some
Nice.
Russ stuff. But they're talking about him coming back to OKC. I personally would
I
prefer
heard
him
about
not
that.
to come back because then the ticket
Yeah.
prices are going to go up, and I would prefer to keep the OKC Thunder tickets as cheap as they are now with nobodies.
So it sounds like you got ulterior motive reasons behind this.
Yeah, I
Just
mean,
hearing
he
you.
just don't come back because the tickets gonna
Okay.
go
Okay.
up.
Okay. Okay.
Keep your triple double somewhere else, bro. We loved you. You was great here. Thank you for what you did for the city and the community. But nah, I need the tickets to stay at 60.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, the Lakers. I expected them to somehow make it into the playoffs. Like I expected that. But yeah, clearly that didn't happen.
Yeah.
But I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know how they can even tool this roster. I don't know what's next for them.
Yeah.
I don't
That's
know.
gonna be interesting.
All I could do is get on 2K and pretend like I know what I'm doing.
They got a cool coach coming in. I like Darvin Ham. He's a former player and everything. So I'm looking forward to seeing how the season looks and how hopefully, like I say, AD's the key as far as like being healthy. He got to because when he's healthy, he's a top 5 player.
What,
When
what,
he's
what
on
do
the
you think?
court.
What do you think about trading? Like, I know this is the last basketball thing I'm gonna talk about before we get into something else. But what do you think about trading Russ and AD for Russ and AD?
Russ and AD.
Trading both of them in a 3-team deal to do a signing trade with Bradley Bill and get Kyrie Irving. So LeBron, Bill, and Irving.
You gonna lose a front court presence? I mean, I like Bill. You said Bill and Kyrie Irving.
Yeah,
I mean, that would be nice, but the thing is that they'll have no front court presence.
but you can get a big guy for the low. You can get a couple big
That's
guys for
true.
the low, and you got all this scoring on the wings. LeBron actually can pass it
Hey,
to someone, and they actually going to hit a three.
you talking
Versus
about trading AD though?
he ain't ever there anyway, so you basically not on
You
the
right?
team
I
now.
mean, he might shock you. He might have a good season. Like I feel like he's due for a break. I think this coming season he's gonna have a breakout season.
He's only had
I
one
just
good season, if we want to talk about it, but that's for a different time.
and that season they won the chip when he had a breakout season. So we gonna see. But I can see that. I like that because I do like Bill. He's a shooter.
Mm-hmm.
He's a bucket, and Kyrie for the most part.
There's a bucket too.
But see, Kyrie, he's so inconsistent, bro.
He
Like you
but
don't
he
know.
do it
Some
he
days,
but he does it on like a like he chooses to do it. Anthony Davis be like, let me
exactly.
play, and then he get hurt just because someone like nicked his thumbnail or something.
Well, he might take a break. He say, "Man, I need a sabbatical. I need to take a break for a second. Let me just." He'll take a break in the middle of the season, in a heartbeat. So I don't know, man. It's crazy. So
Yeah, the NBA is crazy. It's the facts that people are getting older and like the NBA is just changing all around. Like they're giving out season awards for winning the Eastern Conference. Like I thought that was wild, but hey,
oh yeah, that was crazy how they had the Larry Bird and Magic Johnson award.
LeBron won this award 10 years in a row, and he didn't. There was no award.
Yeah. No respect whatsoever. Now you want to do it when
Yeah.
you're not in the playoffs.
Yep. But have you ever been to Austin before?
You know what? I never actually been, but you know what? I've been at Dallas. I've been in Houston. I was supposed to go to Austin for an event, but something happened. I was unable to make it. But I heard Austin like a beautiful city. I got some good friends in Austin, and I believe isn't University of Texas located in Austin?
Yep, UT.
UT. Yep. You also got the number one quarterback at Texas, Archie Manning. He committed to Texas this today.
I don't know nothing about that.
I saw
Well,
that.
I just drive
well,
past the stadium.
It's Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, nephew.
Mm.
Yep.
Yeah,
Saw that today.
You saw that today, Robin?
Yeah, I saw it today.
See, come on, Robin. What I'm talking about?
Listen,
Don't leave me out there by myself.
No, I got you. I saw it today on Facebook.
Yeah.
that's not on my Facebook. I don't know nothing about that. I just drive by the stadium. I don't know nothing that goes on in there.
Okay, what about y'all? You ever been to Atlanta?
I haven't. I think she
I
has.
have one time. Me and my sister wanted to show me what it looked like, and we did a road trip with my mom who had never been.
Okay.
So we did 14 hours on the road. We left like
Wow.
one night. Yeah, we based it off at night and got there like 4 o'clock in the middle of the day the next day, and it was really fun. We're cool with adventures. We can do adventures. My mom's not too big of a flyer. We're trying to get her in the air a little bit.
Okay.
So we drove, and we took my aunt who was a little bit older, and she's never been out of Texas before, so we told her, we definitely lied to her and said we were taking her to Houston, and we just kind of kept going. So it was a fun like couple days there, kind of experience downtown area. I always wanted to eat Waffle House. Not here. We have a couple here, but
y'all have Waffle House in Austin?
we got a few.
Yeah,
here,
they're not as dangerous. So the food don't hit as good when it's not enough danger here. It's
right,
just
like,
service is too good.
It's great service, and that's a problem, But I just seeing it there, like even driving down, like for us, every exit is a McDonald's. For y'all, every exit is a Waffle House. I'm like,
Waffle House and Chick-fil-A.
I love it. I was here for it.
I love it.
We were downtown at a hotel, and then we walked to one, and I was so here for the experience. Like it was amazing. But yeah, we checked out a couple places down there, just kind of a small getaway. But I need to go back. Like I told myself I want to go back. Especially I want to do these classes, because a lot of the stuff that I do, like workout wise, is like trainers from Atlanta, and I'm like, one day I'm gonna be a little bit more fit, but I'm working on it. But I'm gonna be in there one day.
That's what's up. Yeah, Atlanta's a popular city, man. I love the city. Like it's always something to do, and like it's always like if you want to go to a restaurant, they known for the food, they known for entertainment, like they known for even far as like you gonna go somewhere far like a little getaway when it comes to like little like gyms when it comes to the city. Like Atlanta's like like you call it Black Hollywood of the South.
See, I love it. I want to go back so bad, and just I feel like I fully experienced it the way I wanted to. So I want to go back and actually dive deep. The only thing that scared me was when we got to the hotel, and then of course my mom likes to watch the news. Everything that was on the news was not positive. I think somebody got mugged on a bike, and I was like, okay,
don't worry about that.
It could be a little rough. You don't know. You get caught on the wrong side of town, it could be a little rough. So you might.
See, gotta find the right spots to go to, because I'm just like, okay, look, I want to enjoy it, but I want to be safe while I'm enjoying it.
Exactly, exactly, exactly. But you never been to Atlanta, Calvin?
No, I've never been.
What? You
Something
come
I've
to the
always
city?
wanted to, but just never materialized the way I would be comfortable enough to do it, which would be like to have a place in, like I have a space in place to like be. I don't like going to hotels when I go out of state. I like to have like a space that's available so I can like act like I'm at home, feel a little comfortable. But no, never
Yeah.
been. Something I do want to do. I have a close friend of mine who actually helps test military equipment out there,
Okay.
and he's here. He lives in Central Texas, Killeen, which is maybe 45 minutes to an hour depending on traffic, right outside of like
Yeah, I heard
Austin.
that place.
Oof, yikes! But he actually has to travel to different bases and different military bases throughout the country to help test equipment and things like that. And he's often in Georgia, and he keeps telling me like, man, the food is fire here. I'm a big food person. I'm a chef,
Oh yeah,
cook,
yeah, yeah. I
like
saw that. Mhm. I
so I'm
saw
a
that.
big foodie person. I like to travel around just to try different places and things like that. He said I would have like a ball out there. So hopefully I will make it out there. Is there any other cities within Georgia that you recommend, like whether it be just for fun or like scenic routes?
So you said that you're a big food person, like
Mm-hmm.
you love a good food spot.
Yep.
Outside Atlanta, I'll definitely say Savannah. Savannah has some killer restaurants. Like
Awesome.
it's a historical city and has history, and also they have some good food spots that you will definitely enjoy. I'll say I'll say Savannah. Also, a place is where I went to school at in Valdosta. Valdosta is 45 minutes outside of Tallahassee. It's pretty much on the tip of Georgia. So from Atlanta, it's about a 3 to 4 hour drive.
Mm-hmm.
You have some good food spots, and also it's a very nice town as well too. Those are like my two favorite places when I do step outside of Atlanta to go to.
I've only heard Savannah, Georgia from Shannon Sharp, so I've never really.
Yeah, yeah. So he went, yeah, yeah. Yeah, he went to Savannah State. That's HBCU.
Okay.
Yeah, he went to Savannah State. So Savannah's very nice. It's nice as well. And I tell you what, next time you're in Atlanta, I'll definitely take you to some restaurants like some home cook as far as like some local favorite Atlanta restaurants like you like since you're big on food and I know what kind of food you like to experience when you like to actually go out of town?
Literally anything. Like I'm huge on Asian culture. I'm huge on, of
Okay,
course, Southern food. Like I'm
okay,
open to almost anything for at least
okay,
one try. If I don't
okay,
like it,
okay,
if I don't like something once, I'll try it again somewhere else. If I don't like it,
okay,
then I make my decision.
okay. Cause we got some Southern comfort type of restaurants here, and also there's some good like hole in the wall type of restaurants as far as like the food is banging. Just because it be a whole wall doesn't mean that the food's not on point. So
That'd be the
I
best
got you.
food.
Yeah, exactly. I got you.
They focus on the food, not the building.
Exactly. 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 But, it's a beautiful city. Like I said, I heard great things about Austin as well too. So I'm actually got a good friend of mine. So I'm looking to come out there.
You should,
Hopefully,
man. You'll
when the year's
definitely be
over.
welcome on the pod in
Yes.
person.
Okay, okay,
Uh,
okay. The Can We Talk podcast. That's
yes,
what's up.
sir. I'm actually located. So, Robin lives in a city just outside of Austin
Mhm.
and called Georgetown.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
live
that's why I
north.
sent us. That's why I sent us t-shirts too. I remember
Mhm.
that
Yep.
snippet. Okay.
I live north Austin, so I'm not in the city. I'm literally on the outskirts of the city, so it's like really like suburban like area where we stay.
Hmm.
But of course, always go to the city if we actually need to do something. If we want to go try some food out, because there's not a
Yeah.
lot of food out here in North Austin, but the actual like downtown area, or at least the school area, does have some decent places to eat and things like that. And
Okay.
everything's basically in walking distance, so you can literally park your car and just kind of walk around in a sense. Just
Okay.
you're gonna have to deal with some weird UT students.
College students.
That's so weird. How you two to hook 'em on.
They say keep Austin weird. That's
That's
the
what they're talking.
slogan.
That's what they're talking about. They're talking about the UT students. It's not the adults.
Oh wow, that's amazing. That's funny.
Yes, sir. I mean, I didn't have anything else. Did you want to say anything else, Robin?
I'm still just
Yeah, just like I
amazed.
said.
Sorry. Oh, go ahead. Go
No,
ahead. Go ahead.
no, go ahead. What she said? I apologize. I
Oh
thought you was
no,
talking to
I
me.
was just saying. I'm just so amazed. Like I'm just like replaying that video back in my head still. Like I was, and then I see some like other shirts on your page. I'm like, oh man, this I'm gonna go broke.
Yeah,
I'm definitely gonna go broke if I
yeah.
keep looking.
Like I'm like one thing I definitely want to say, like as far as like just the event and everything, like I said, I'm very appreciative. I was able just to be a part of it. Like it pretty much was great exposure and like just for like Robin to support and get to see so many other people. Like it's unreal, and like I'm looking forward to like doing different kind of events and also the same thing in different cities as well too. So like I said, this won't be the last time that you'll see something come across your feed. So I'm just looking forward to the next opportunity, and then I'll definitely keep y'all posted when something comes. You'll hear more from
Yes,
me.
please do.
For sure.
Yeah.
Did you want to say any of your tags or handles or anything like that before we let you go?
Oh yeah. I appreciate it. Come on, I appreciate it, Calvin. Thank you so much. So to reach me out, Facebook, first name Emmanuel, two M's, Emmanuel, middle initial K. Last name is Asumadu. That's how you find me on Facebook. On IG is King_ASUMADU. You can reach me out, look at the content, see anything that you like. Everything for the most part that I wear is pretty much I design myself. As far as like when it comes to t-shirts and everything, I do everything. I come with a creative, my team and I pretty much promote it. And also when it comes to the kicks, I have a nice, I have nice little kicks if I do say myself right when it comes to the shoe game. So if you need anything, just come holler at me and I'll make it
Hey.
All right, man. I
happen.
definitely appreciate you coming on the pod. Whole episodes release on Tuesdays, pretty
Okay.
early. Audio will probably be out on Monday night, Tuesday around probably I'd say 4 or 5 o'clock. YouTube will be up. If you want to watch everything, but of course you weren't here,
Yes.
so you just be watching us. Just me in a jersey. Robin's off camera right now.
I am.
And then of course I'm going to take that picture that you provided me, and it's probably just going to be on the portion of the YouTube video that you were speaking on. So I really appreciate your patience and your time. I said 8, which is 9 o'clock your time. I got off at 7:30, and I was like, "Oh snap! I'm hungry." I went to Panda Express, got some food, and then line was long, and it was just a whole mess, man. But again, I really appreciate your time.
Hey man, you're more than welcome, man.
Yes, sir.
No problem. Like I appreciate the opportunity. And thank you so much for having me aboard. Like my wife said, she definitely want to check it out and everything. So I'm looking forward to seeing when the episode comes. So I could have her listen to it and for her just to check it out and for everybody just to peep it. So thank you so much again.
Perfect. And what do you listen? Did you listen to podcasts like just on an average day, or
I do.
what do you
I
listen
do.
at?
Man, I love I Am Athlete. That's one of my favorite podcasts to listen
Oh,
to.
this is not over then. Let's talk. We're not
Like,
done.
oh yeah. I check that. They have a new episode that drop every Monday. I love I Am Athlete. That's one of my
I
favorite
let
ones
me
off top.
because I don't know anyone else like who actually listens to them consistently. How do you feel about the I Am Athlete podcast and the Pivot? How do you feel about
Oh
that?
man, the thing is like I'm torn because I like them when they're together,
Mm-hmm.
and I know for business reasons where they separated. So I like the Pivot. The Pivot's good too. But if I had to choose between the Pivot, I would say I Am because of more like the content, and also I feel like the guests are much more diverse, in my opinion.
And that
I
actually
mean,
that ties in so much to like us as like black men not really communicating, because like
mhm.
they had a good thing going,
They
and
had a great thing going,
it just
Cal.
sounds like they didn't communicate. That's all it
No,
sounds like.
well the way that the Brandon Marshall broke it down, he said that he invested initial money up front to start the podcast, and that
Mm-hmm.
Channing and also Fred
Fred.
Taylor didn't they more so was just asking to be a part of it, but they didn't invest as much money. So I guess when it was time for them to re up on it, whatever happened was that he chose to take it to a different a different way, and so they felt like they were getting slighted. They wanted to be I guess have equal equity, but he
Mm-hmm.
said no, he should get majority equity because he the one that put the money up front. Because he has a training facility called House of Athlete, and
In
so
two
House of
places,
Athlete
right?
more.
I think there's one in Dallas. There's one here. There's one in
Yeah,
Texas.
yeah, yeah.
One in
There is
Florida.
one in Texas. He
Yeah.
just talked about it. Yeah, one in Florida, one in Texas. House of Athlete, and so out of House of Athlete came I Am Athlete, and so pretty much he's pretty much the main contributor to the podcast. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like if you put the money up front and you invested in it, so you do have a say in essence. So if I think but see, stuff like that should have been worked out in the beginning
That's what
because they
I'm
had such a
saying.
great thing.
That's what I'm
They had
saying.
such a great thing going.
Let me ask
Like
if I tell you if I say this and you know what's going on, this episode is going to extend another 15 minutes. So, do you listen to Joe Budden's podcast, or have you listened
yes,
to
I
it?
do. I do.
And you
I
know
have.
their situation with him, Rory and Maul, and them splitting,
Mm-hmm.
and then Brandon Marshall calling Joe first when that split happens. These things are so crazy because I'll tell you this: we didn't have a split as epic, but we definitely had a split in the podcast.
Yeah,
And it's always just lack of communication. It's like
that's what it is.
one person has an idea, they have friends that want to come along. When it comes time to
Mm-hmm.
re up the deal, them friends were like here from the beginning, so they expect to have just as much control as the
And you
person who
do.
originally came
It
up with
doesn't
that
work that
idea.
way. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. And that's the thing right there is that, like you said, like people don't communicate, and so a lot of stuff get misconstrued when you don't communicate and let it be known up front as far as like how you want things to go. Because I think they more so like it really took off during the whole pandemic as far as like the I Am Athlete when it was them, it was Brandon,
Mm-hmm.
Channing, Fred, Chad Johnson. Like that was really a great time as far as like to me when the podcast was up and as far as like finally like it's cool right now, but I really do miss when it was like the four of them on as far as like on that show.
You looked at me.
I thought you had something to say. Sorry.
Oh no.
But yeah, I mean, like the pivot and then the Rory and Maul show, they're just, it feels like the great value version of what we were used to. Like we got like we had the original like Joe Budden podcast, and then I'm Athlete. Like these were the staples, and then those particular people broke off, and it's just like it's cool, and I'm gonna watch it because I watched them here too, so I watch them anywhere at this point. But that's crazy, and that really only ultimately ties into what we originally started talking about is the communication between black people and not actually being open in that communication, because I'm very positive that if they communicated anything they had to say year 4 and year 1, all this shit would have been cool. But then no one knows things are going to blow up. People don't know when things are going to like actually get hot. People tend to do things for fun and charity when they don't think it's going to expand. But once it expands, then they need equity.
You get sponsors, you get money involved, and then the thing is that Cal is that it's more like it's and egos are involved too. I mean, it is what it is as far as egos, and like anytime you get black men as far as like sometimes position of power, like stuff really don't more so like get communicated as far as like okay, this is what we envision, and this is how we more so want stuff to go. It's how if it goes like okay, like do you see yourself getting like we re up, like do you want to invest more equity in the company? Like it's just that I have an open dialogue. And so it could be said. So because I feel like where they're at right now, it'd been better for them to be together. That's
Way
like
better.
one of my, way better.
Because because they're just, and this is the I Am Athlete. This is my last point. I'll let you go. I know it's late there, but
It's fine. I enjoy the conversation, so it's all good.
but like the pivot situation is literally doing things in spite of I Am Athlete.
yeah.
Like they're going to
100%.
guests
Yeah.
that are so opposite that it's making their point not relevant, but like they're doing a little too much. And then the same thing when it comes to Rory and Maul, like they're doing things that are too much, and they're going away from the original structure, which is perfectly fine. But if you had stayed in the structure, you guys would be way more successful, in my opinion, when it comes to the structure of the podcast. But I wish everyone would just be friends and like actually start up the re-up podcast. And I think honestly, I think there's going to be a resurgence of all these connections here in the next year or two.
Of course.
I think there's going to be a I Am Athlete pivot podcast where they're just going to get together and they're going to talk how they felt about that moment or whatever the case may be, and it's going to be trillions of views.
Yeah. I think time heal all wounds. And I feel like, I think they'll come back together more so when the smoke clears and everybody for most part get out their feelings. But I just feel like it's a matter of time. And I say that. Also, another good podcast that I haven't seen lately, but I used to watch consistently was All the Smoke with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson.
That's got real commercially right.
Yeah, but you know the thing, it was so good prior to that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how, like I don't catch it like I used to, but when, I mean before they got commercialized and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and before the other sponsors got involved,
Because
like
they
that was
were
one of my favorite podcasts.
because it was them getting the guests. Now it's Showtime getting the
Yes,
guests. Like
exactly.
it used to be
Yeah,
them who had the connections. Like they had the Kobe interview because of a connection, not because Showtime reached out to Kobe and was like,
that was a
"Yo,
great
you
interview.
you
That was
you,
one of
you
the
want to
last
be
interviews he
on?"
did before he passed away.
It is the last interview he did before he passed away.
Yep. Yep.
And that was for a connection. That again, that's not Showtime saying, "Yo, Kobe, do the podcast." That's Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson having that kind of connection with Kobe to be like, "Yo, you want to do
hmm
this? Yeah, cool. I got some time. Let's do it." And it used to be that way. Now they got people on there. I don't care. I don't care.
I can't tell you the last time I was actually sat down
They had
and
Jenny
actually.
Buss on the pod on their pod.
Yep. hmm
I'm like, what's
Yeah.
going on?
Yeah. I don't last time like I feel like prior to that, before they got commercialized, it was a much better podcast. And so that's the
Mm-hmm.
thing right there. Like when you lose sight of what got you there,
Mm-hmm.
and you become too commercial and too like fluff, it just kind of like to me the interest dies down. And so I don't actually see the promotion like it was as it once was prior to Showtime being involved.
Yeah, all they do is promote his boxing fights and stuff now. So
hmm hmm And you know the funny podcast is we're talking about podcast?
mm-hmm.
Noriega Drink
Drink
Champs.
Champs. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
They have some of the
And
worst audio in the world,
the
but it's
audio
so
worse like
fire.
it's so funny.
They don't have so I peep I doing this as long as I've done it, like I peep mic connections, I peep game. The mics don't work. They have lapel
No.
mics. Like they're not talking into a mic. The mics are there for aesthetics. Literally.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Their
I got
audio
you.
is so bad, but it's such a good like combination. And this is the opposite of all the smoke, right? So they
It
started
is.
with connections, and all they do is keep connections. They never got to a point where it's like
Nope.
commercialized to the point they're like, oh, we
Nope.
need to have this person on. It's still hip hop. It's still just hip hop. It's not anything extra.
And despite all that, that's the reason why I like them because for the most part they have been true to who they are from the start.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Facts.
And that's one of the reasons why I was like, that's the reason why right now they're in my top five when it comes to podcasts because that they were made, how they started is how they keep on going for the most part. And for the
Audio's
most part,
been
they more
trashed
so
ever since the start, but I mean, it's still fire.
yeah, it was trash. But I'm talking about as far as like the content wise and who they are. Yeah, the content wise and who they've been as far as like
Yeah,
actually their connections like they pretty much they the ones that pushing the engine.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Why are you looking at me now? What did
Sidney,
I
if you have anything else to say, we've been talking pod.
I know.
I'm sorry, Rod. I'm sorry. You
Oh
got me
no,
excited.
I opposite. I fully enjoy it because I'm not a big. This is the only podcast I really listen to. To be honest with you, so I'm not too big on hearing people talk all the time. I will watch it with him, but I don't think he's fully engaged with someone else that has watched the same podcast as him. So sitting here and listening to him talk to you is just like amazing me right now. So it's like he's got a connection with somebody. I love it.
Absolutely, man. Again, sorry for holding so long. I just the second you said that, I was like, nope, podcast extended. But again, we appreciate you being on, man. You got your
Definitely.
handles out. Was there anything else you wanted to talk to us about, or any questions you had for us?
No, I'm good. Like I said, thank you so much for the opportunity. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. You know, this has been a blast. Like anytime I'm able to talk to good people, like I feel like I've known y'all for the longest. That's just my first time talking to y'all. You
Oh, I
know,
feel the same
so I really
way.
appreciate that. So I'm looking forward to actually meeting y'all, hanging out with y'all in person, and me coming to Austin, you coming to Atlanta. You know, and we making
Yeah,
this.
let's
You
do it.
know, so
I'll
next
have
time
my
if I'm
podcast
ever in
equipment.
Austin, if I'm
Yes.
ever in Austin,
Let's make it happen.
I gotta come in person and for the on the podcast and chop it up with y'all once again.
Yes. You be here, we come there. Either way, it'll
And
happen.
either way, we'll make it happen.
Or both.
Absolutely.
Both of them.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, man, for being on the pod today. You can go ahead and end the call, and we're going to finish up the pod. I appreciate your time, man.
Thank you.
Hey man, God bless y'all. Take care, man. Love y'all. Keep up the great work.
Yes, sir. You too.
too.
All right, bye.
Bye.
What else do we have to talk about? I'm just
He is so awesome. Like, oh my gosh. His vibe is amazing. I love it.
yeah, for sure.
I love it.
Here.
Yes. Here, there. What am I supposed to, I love it there. I love it here.
Yeah, that was a great episode. That was a great conversation. I mean, anytime you get the opportunity to just speak, because like I was saying, like men don't speak to men like men should speak to men. Like it's always like a ego thing. And the thing with me is like I really take precedence when I speak to men. Men speak to me like men, and that's just normal for me. Like dudes don't sun me. They can't like when they speak to me, they speak to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And even like on the opposite side, right? Like you have black men who are just supposed to be A-okay 100% of the time. Like that's just the way people think. Like we don't get to check on y'all's well-being as often as we should, you know? So we want to check on y'all's mental. So that's another reason why I love that shirt. Like y'all's mental health matters. Like, so yeah. Love it. Love it. Oh my gosh. I'm not even on the episode, and this is probably one of my favorites. Not going to lie. Oh,
So
God.
the last one wasn't your favorite?
I said one of. Okay. There's been a lot of people that I thoroughly enjoy on here. Okay. Definitely. Don't
Who's
let
your
me-
favorite? Who's your top five?
No, we're not gonna do that because
Who's your top five?
No, because everybody that I've met on the show, I absolutely love them, and I'm not gonna rate people.
Who's your least top five?
But bye. Okay, it's time to end the show. That's exactly. Thanks for having me, guys. This is the Can We Talk podcast episode 50.
You gotta say who's your favorite.
No, we're not doing
Your
this.
favorite five.
No.
Who's your favorite five?
We're not doing
Who's
this.
the most influential?
We're not doing this.
Who's inspired you more?
We're not doing.
Who's inspired you?
A lot of people have on the show.
Like,
A lot. We're not gonna.
do I inspire you? Am I on all the shows?
Yes, you are.
I was
Except
not
for
on
one.
one.
Except for one. I
I
said
was
that.
technically on it though, kind of.
Except for one.
Was that awkward for me not to be on it? Was it cooler without me? No, of course not.
It was awkward in the sense that the camera had no idea that you were in the room the whole time. But I'm literally watching y'all. All four of us are in the room at the same time. Everybody else is like, that's all I said. Calvin's not here tonight with us. No, he's literally on the other side of the camera. He was here. Trust and believe.
Movie magic.
You're great at it. I told you. This is growth. If you put a side by side, literally of your first, just a picture versus this right here.
Oh, my Grease picture? No, the Grease picture wasn't. I didn't have anything. My first.
So I'm saying, and you were over
It was
there.
that mirror.
So I'm saying, if you post that and this, yes, you have definitely grown. Growth is real.
Shout out to
guess
Crystal.
what? You keep growing.
Facts. And it's so hard to grow.
But you're gonna do it.
Because anytime, so I'm a visual person. If I see something and I like it, I'm gonna get it. No ends, no, what's the word? What's the phrase? No ends or butts ands or
No ifs, ands, or buts. I got your back.
I'm gonna get it. And if I like something I hear, I'm gonna adjust appropriately. I went to get these mics.
You did, and I didn't know if you were gonna say it, but I was like, you definitely saw these mics, and you're like, I need those, and then all of a sudden you had them. I was like,
Yeah.
jeez, that was 4 days.
It would have been that day if we didn't have to record. I told you.
I know.
I was like, if there was time, I would go get them right now.
Yep.
I would buy them
But
at two different stores.
You still made it happen within a week.
Yeah. Shout out to Best Buy. I'm seeing. Oh, that's actually another point. I'm seeing a lot more podcast equipment in everyday stores now.
Really?
Way more. So when I started, the only way you can get a microphone, only way you get a microphone is online. That was it. They were unavailable in stores. Nothing. Especially these XLR mics, the one you're on right now, which are quality mics. And I didn't know that at the time. I just thought they were a mic. I thought all mics was equal. It's not the truth. But there's a lot more access to podcast equipment in person than there was well before when I started. You couldn't go to Guitar Center and get these stands.
And look at you now. Look at you now.
Yeah.
The growth is real. You should really just do just little picture. You should put side by sides, like, but like.
I did. Remember? Did you see the one with Cece? I
I
did the
do.
corner of us. It was all four of us.
Oh, I
Or
need to post that on the
me,
podcast page on
Brittany,
Instagram.
Raven, and Cece in the corner, and then me and her.
I need to post that picture on Instagram.
I just had a something just popped up on like memories or whatever.
Oh, I was tagged in that. I saw that.
It was just I guess those 4 episodes or something like that over a year ago.
Oh, was it that time? Maybe I was tagged to something else. I don't
When
know.
was San Antonio? When did we go to San Antonio for the first time?
Ooh.
2021.
Yeah, last year.
Was it really last year or was it the year before?
No, it was last
It
year.
wasn't in like December or some shit. Hmm. We're doing this for a long time, guys.
It be feeling like it.
Feel like we're pros. What is something that you from the day from the first time you were on the pod, which was how long ago?
I don't remember, like, even today, like, I knew I was gonna be on here, mic in my face, like, I was cool about it. The first time I was going to be, he gave me full warning, like a week in advance, like, you're gonna be on the podcast. I was freaking out. I don't think I could sleep after he told me that. I was like, I can't talk. I'm not a talker. I can't. And it's funny because way back when, like when we started hanging out again, you had told me about being on the show way back when, at the beginning. And I could have been on the beginning stages, but I wasn't. I was like, nope, that's not my lane. Like, I don't do that. You crazy. Find somebody else. And then when I actually was on here for the first time, Mike felt incredibly awkward, as close as it is to my face. I kept staring at it. My eyes were like crossed because I'm like trying to stare at it. Like, I was like, what is this? What am I going to talk about? I'm awkward to people. I'm weird. Like, there's a camera recording me. I have to wear a full face of makeup. Like, it was everything. I was like, what am I going to wear? All of that. And just slowly, like, I just came down off that. Like, tonight, I was fully prepared to be on camera, natural state, no
I
makeup.
thought you didn't want to be on camera. That's why I set it up this way.
I was A-okay with it.
Because I told you weren't going to be on camera. You don't like to be on camera.
I know. And I was ready for whatever. Like,
I didn't know. You would have been sitting here.
I know. But I think I like you there today. It's a new vibe today.
Yeah, it's a little different.
It is. I like you on the couch. Except it looks extremely small.
I know. I'm big as fuck, yo. I'm actually 5'3".
You're not 5'3". Shut up.
I'm 5'3", guys.
You're not 5'3". You're 6 foot.
No, I'm not that either.
Yeah, you're 6 foot.
Excuse me?
See, but when you say you're 5'3", it's an insult. I raise it up, but not all the way, and you're still insulted.
Someone call me 5'10". The disrespect. And that only like end point for the pod because this is a short one, you know.
And you didn't even say it today, and it was still anyway.
I didn't know he was gonna be fired like that.
Yeah, no, I was here for it the whole time. I was like, we should have just called right away.
Yeah. Fuck what we was talking about, guys.
Right,
See how the energy's like energizing now? Like, what's energy?
Right, we were all mellow, like, we're here. I feel bad because that just like downs the episode, but then he just like shoots it off. Shout out Emmanuel. Oh my gosh, I love that. Yeah, we should have definitely just called.
Yeah. And hindsight is 2020.
It's still 2020. You know what? But this is okay. You know why? Because when we do end up meeting in person, whether it is in Austin or if we go to Atlanta, it's gonna be even more fire. The energy is going to be in the room between all of us, and it's going to be amazing.
Facts. And final thoughts, I guess, is about the podcast. And this has been a real podcast where we just talk about podcast. Podcast. That's what today was. It's about that comfortability that I think comes with seeing this stuff. Like, originally when I was starting the podcast, there's literally just us at a table here and a ring light, and we just yell at the screen, you know? And I think that comfortability plays a huge part in the success of the podcast now. I think early on, again, what I was trying to do is make it comfortable for everybody in the room, right? By having Brittany and Raven as part of that group, or I don't group
Trio.
and I wanted to make sure that was comfortable for people, people coming in, and also them. I think this version of everything is understanding that now I've done it enough to where people are comfortable, and when they walk in this room, they get more comfortable. I think. I like to think that.
I'm comfortable. Like I said, I was ready. Natural hair state, natural face. Like I was fully ready. Beginning, I was like, oh my gosh, which side? Left, right? Do I need to turn this way? Do I need... Who's going to be here? I don't know. I don't like new people. But I like everybody. So.
No top 10s today?
Time to go. Nope. Time to go.
All right. Yeah, let's get out of here. This has, again, been the most podcasty podcast I've ever been a part of. Final shout outs to new rock stars. They're going to be here this weekend.
Oh, really?
Weekend after next, actually. And I was this close to buying tickets, and I'm still this close to buying tickets because there's a podcasting festival.
Okay.
But I don't want to be around the weirdos that podcast. I don't want to be around the weirdos. And it's not expensive at all either. But something I'll keep an eye on. I think it's on like what's the second one? Is that a Saturday? I think it's a Saturday. It's Saturday, whatever. But shout out to them. Like they'll be in Austin. They've definitely been like promoting that shit. Like we'll be in Austin. Come, Austin, come. I'm like, all I care about is Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's all I care about. But yeah, hopefully we'll hope. Maybe. I mean, it might be a thing. I don't know what it's gonna look like, but yeah, maybe if you'd be interested in going.
Maybe.
Same, maybe. But this has been. Did you want to say anything else? You got anything else?
No, I appreciate you having me on too. Shout out Emmanuel once again. Loved it. Love the vibe. Definitely got to meet in person. Like that's gotta happen. Sure. Like swear. Like by the end of the year, maybe not Texas. It's hot weather. Maybe fall.
Too hot, bro. Ball was hot as hell.
Fall. I think fall.
Then the ball gonna be wet.
No, I didn't say winter.
No, it's gonna be wet. It's gonna be raining. Hot rain.
In between, just when it cools down, okay?
Let's just go on the day the weather's good.
It's still 88 right now. Like, do you know
the sun's down?
And the sun is
Where's
gone.
the heat coming from? It's the residuals from the ground. I'm telling you. When I bounced the ball got hot. Like, I'm telling you, it's the earth right now. It's not the sun. The sun is like tripping. Like he's like, it ain't me. You ever seen the movie The Core?
Yep.
Hey, this is the Can We Talk podcast, episode 54, featuring Robin Hill and Emmanuel, based out of Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you guys for listening.